Hi friends! Shall we take another fun trip through Korean history today? In this video, the 8th episode of Infinite Korean History, we'll learn about Eulji Mundeok, the master commander of Goguryeo who brought down an empire. After watching this video, you'll realize how great Goguryeo was and how brilliant Eulji Mundeok's strategies were. Shall we begin the story of General Eulji Mundeok? After the Han Dynasty collapsed, numerous countries appeared and disappeared repeatedly. During the same period, China went through massive chaos for a whopping 400 years. King Kunchogo, Gwanggaeto the Great, and King Jinung took turns leading the golden ages of Baekje, Goguryeo, and Silla, respectively. The 3rd to 6th centuries were a time of fierce competition among the three kingdoms.
I will be the one to unify China.
No way! Don't you dare look down on us!
The country that benefited the most from China's continued chaos was Goguryeo. After all, it was the country that shared a direct border with China. You could say this is exactly why Gwanggaeto the Great was able to occupy such a vast territory.
Now is our chance while China is in chaos. Drive them out.
After Gwanggaeto the Great and King Changsu, golden age of Goguryeo, which seemed like it would last forever, was gradually coming to an end. Internally, it was due to power struggles among the nobles, and externally, it was due to the invasions of the Turks. To make matters worse, Goguryeo lost the Han River region to the alliance of Baekje and Silla. They had to just stand by and watch as Silla betrayed Baekje and took the Han River all for itself.
There isn't a single quiet day, inside or outside. Oh, what a headache.
Golden age of Silla began as it took over the Han River. Goguryeo was heartbroken to lose the precious Han River. However, Goguryeo had to make a more important choice. What on earth was more important than the Han River? The first story of Eulji Mundeok. Liaodong. Each of the three kingdoms on the peninsula reached its peak when it occupied the Han River. That's how important the Han River is on the Korean peninsula. But Goguryeo had lost it. They wanted to reclaim it immediately, but they couldn't. They had to block attacks coming from both above and below. The decision Goguryeo made was to protect the north, Liaodong. Where is Liaodong, and why did they make that decision?
We can never ever surrender Liaodong.
If you look to the left from the northern part of the Korean peninsula, do you see a place that sticks out downward? This area, located in the Manchurian plains, is called Liaodong. If you look a bit further to the left, a river called the Liao River flows there. In Chinese, it's called the Liaohe. Centered around the Liao River, the west side is called Liaoxi, and the east side is called Liaodong. Because it is the midpoint connecting the Korean peninsula and China, it is a very important place geographically. The person who conquered this Liaodong region was Gwanggaeto the Great.
I, Gwanggaeto the Great, am the one who conquered Liaodong.
Despite continued attacks from northern ethnic groups, Goguryeo protected Liaodong with their lives. It was because the land was that valuable. In short, Liaodong was Goguryeo's energy source. The plains had many pastures, making them great for raising horses. For the Goguryeo people, who lived in mountainous areas and were a horse-riding nation, this was vital land.
Liaodong has wide grasslands, so it's perfect for raising horses.
Also, Liaodong was a place where a lot of iron was produced. Superior iron-making technology meant national power. Therefore, the iron from Liaodong became a crucial resource. Most armor and spears were made from Liaodong iron.
Liaodong iron is perfect for making armor and spears.
Furthermore, when relations with China were good, it was used as a place for cultural exchange. Because it was such important land, they couldn't give it up. To Goguryeo, Liaodong was even more important than the Han River. Meanwhile, the situation changed drastically at the end of the 6th century. While the three kingdoms were competing fiercely on the peninsula, the Sui Dynasty finally unified China. Emperor Wen of Sui, who founded the dynasty, united China and made it a wealthy and strong nation.
I am Emperor Wen, the emperor of the Sui Dynasty who unified China.
Emperor Wen implemented the imperial examination system Kwagol for the first time in China. His idea was to develop the country further by selecting many talented people.
From now on, you have to do well on the civil service exam to become an official.
He also built a grand canal connecting the north and south of China. Through this, he breathed great economic vitality into the country.
Using the canal, it's great because you can easily go from the south straight to the north.
Once the country stabilized, he decided to deal with the neighboring countries. Among them was Goguryeo, which held Liaodong and was like a thorn in his side. Normally, Goguryeo did not bow its head to the Sui Dynasty, which had built an empire.
Now, no country dares to stand against the Sui Dynasty.
The second story of Eulji Mundeok. The preemptive strike. There is a saying that the best defense is a good offense. If a weak person suddenly attacks while a strong person is off guard, they are bound to be startled. When war between Goguryeo and the Sui Dynasty was predicted, Goguryeo made the bold choice of a preemptive strike. They decided to strike a blow into the heart of the giant empire first. What was the result?
They probably didn't expect Goguryeo to attack first, right?
Why? Those Goguryeo rascals attacked us so suddenly!
Tense atmosphere flowed between Goguryeo and the Sui Dynasty. The king of Goguryeo at the time was Kim Myongyang. He proudly refused Emperor Wen's demand to come to the Sui imperial court and show the etiquette of a subject.
The king of Goguryeo must come to the Sui imperial court and show proper etiquette.
What a ridiculous thing to say.
Instead, he crossed the Liao River to launch a preemptive strike on the Liao-Shi region, which was Sui territory. Goguryeo began a fight against a superpower. At that time, the population of the Sui dynasty was 46 million, but Goguryeo's population was only 3.5 million. However, King Myongyang, believing that war was unavoidable, had been gathering information and building up military power beforehand, and he decided to occupy a spot advantageous to Goguryeo. That place was Yingju in the Liao-Shi region. Thus, Goguryeo's attack was thoroughly calculated. The Sui dynasty was greatly flustered when Yingju in Liao-Shi was occupied. This was because it was an essential forward base for attacking Goguryeo. They were supposed to gather necessary supplies in Yingju before attacking Goguryeo, but since they lost this place to Goguryeo, the situation became difficult.
We were supposed to get supplies in Yingju, but we lost it. Retreat for now.
They said they had a larger population than us, but the Sui dynasty is nothing special.
However, Emperor Wen's pride was hurt, and he couldn't just stand by. He immediately declared war and began attacking Goguryeo. A Sui army of 300,000 invaded Goguryeo. One part came by land and the other by sea. The Sui army planned to go to Liaodong by sea and then enter Pyeongyangsong by going up the river. However, Goguryeo anticipated this tactic and blocked the ships carrying food from entering. Thanks to this, the Sui army had to starve.
Thoroughly blocked the war supplies from being delivered.
Just then, the rainy season began and infectious diseases started to spread. The exhausted and hungry Sui soldiers could not overcome the illnesses. In the end, the Sui dynasty had no choice but to return, having only lost soldiers. Goguryeo's preemptive strike had become a stroke of genius. For the Sui dynasty, which had unified China, this war only left a deep wound to its pride.
Drive out the Sui rascals.
To think we came all the way to distant Goguryeo only to get sick and be chased away.
How could this happen?
That's all for this video. Are you disappointed that it's already over? Moreover, since the story of General Eulji Mundeok has not even begun yet, you must be very bummed. However, we cannot overlook the importance of knowing the relationship between Goguryeo and the Sui dynasty. In this video, we looked at why Liaodong was so important to Goguryeo and why the Sui dynasty hated Goguryeo so much. You also learn that from the Sui dynasty's perspective, the first invasion ended quite pointlessly, right? In the next video, the exciting story of the war will unfold in earnest. Look forward to it. See you in the next video soon. Bye.